You're welcome back. We do apologize for that abrupt break in transmission. It was due to technicalities, and I've got to say thank you for staying with us. I still have my guest, Sam Oruwoje. He's a public affairs analyst, and we've been talking about the impact of e-commerce in Nigeria. I also got joining us virtually, Juliet, who in a short while is going to be telling us about some of the gains, in the industry. But there was a question I had put to Sam before we went off, which I'm going to put to him again. That despite the expansion and growth, in leaps and bounds in the e-commerce sector in Nigeria, that sector is yet to see a robust regulation. And so I was going to ask Sam that because of this, there are concerns as regards consumer protection, data security, and fair business practices. What's your take, though?
Yeah, I'm saying that e-commerce or e-business in Nigeria is evolving. So we need a clear regulatory framework, a robust one at that will be able to sustain fair business, data protection, and consumer protection. So the entire ecosystem needs to be reworked in a way that can inspire confidence in that sector. So it is a clear thing. We already have the Consumer Protection Council. Lagos State has its own, so they need to have a kind of a collaborative framework that would drive the entire process in terms of e-commerce. And I mentioned earlier that we're even talking about e-governance. So we need to widen that space of play so that people can get services without human interference, and you're able to sustain a kind of a customer service framework that is sustainable, that will make more businesses sustainable. So when you have e-transaction, the time spent in the entire transaction process is almost reduced. Then we need to resolve the critical issues with supply chain, which is an impediment to the entire e-commerce practice in Nigeria.
Fantastic. To take this further, why don't we take a listen to a package put together by Alfreda Ambebasi for Business Insight. Take a listen.
E-commerce in Nigeria has undergone remarkable growth in the past decade, driven by various factors. The resurgence of e-commerce in modern times in the country can be traced to June 2012, when Jumia was established. Within a year of its creation, the company raised more than $50 million and has grown to become the Amazon of Africa in a little over 5 years. The proliferation of affordable smartphones and improved internet connectivity has made online shopping more accessible to a larger portion of the population. This growth is further fueled by the presence of local and international e-commerce platforms like Jumia, Konga, and Paypot, offering a wide array of products and services. However, challenges persist in Nigeria's e-commerce landscape. Infrastructure and connectivity issues hinder the reach of e-commerce services, while ensuring payment security and navigating complex regulatory environments remain ongoing concerns. Which is why the collaboration between e-commerce giant Jumia and space exploration technologies corporation SpaceX, owned by one of the world's richest men, Elon Musk, is lauded as a step in the right direction. As information technology infrastructure continues to improve and businesses adapt to changing consumer preferences, the e-commerce sector is expected to sustain its growth in Nigeria. Alfreda Ambebasi for Business Insight.
Thank you, Alfreda. Juliet, I'd like you to react to Alfreda's package. All right, Juliet is not ready. In a short while, we will have Juliet react to that. But let me come back to Sam, who is in-house with us. One of the things Alfreda talked about was infrastructure and connectivity issues, that these are things that limit the impact of e-commerce in Nigeria.
Absolutely correct. You still have infrastructure in terms of ICT connectivity, telephony. These are inimical to e-commerce practice and governance regime. So we need to improve on the infrastructure and connectivity so that more people can be brought into that ecosystem, and we enhance the kind of practice through e-commerce to enable economic growth and development in Nigeria. So when you're talking about the regulatory framework, then infrastructure must be part of that conversation to sustain that sector.
Fantastic. If Tope is ready, I'd like to have his take as to how this has impacted the agriculture sector. I understand that Tope is not ready. I do hope Temi Tope or Tedola will be able to join us before the end of the show. But agri-e-commerce, that's how it's called. Agri-e-commerce provides an opportunity to streamline the agricultural value chain and reduce inefficiencies in the distribution of farm produce. Now, it represents a new way for farmers to sell their products to an array of buyers, including businesses, retailers, restaurants, and consumers. I don't know if you've benefited from agri-e-commerce in any way.
Certainly so. I've done that. I used to, at a point, get some meat product supply from that is delivered to my doorstep from farm gate to the final consumer. So I've benefited severally from that, really.
And it's enjoyable, right?
Yeah, I think it quickens your transaction time, which is the benefit of e-commerce. The money is paid online. There's no human interface, and it's delivered to your doorstep through a supply chain vendor that they use to get it to your doorstep. So that's good. Again, that's we improve on what you call market access for people to get the product from the farm gate to the final consumer. So these are areas we need to improve upon to reduce wastage, particularly in the agricultural value chain.
That is germane. Let me bring this to Tokwe. Tokwe, thank you so much for joining us on Business Insight today. So talk to me, how has e-commerce impacted agriculture, which is your forte, in Nigeria? How has e-commerce impacted agriculture?
Oh, okay. Thank you for having me. As a farmer, the e-commerce has made a significant impact in our industry, and it has improved a lot of marketing aspects, and also in time of capacity building training. Take for example, during COVID, we do have a training every month, being organized by the state ministry, the federal ministry, and other associations in the line of agriculture value chain. And in the advent of the COVID, we could not, meet together, and because of the pandemic, and because of the technology, we're able to assess ourselves by, with the distance. We're able to pass the information on how to, take care of our animal, and also how to cultivate the crop that we have at the farm. So we are being trained in different aspects of how to use the e-commerce, and how important the e-commerce is, and how it can be effective to our products and our business. I must appreciate the government from state level and federal level, they've organized different trainings and to educate the farmer. And the farmer should not just be a local farmer, it should be international. So in this aspect, the e-commerce has made many farmers in the industry, in the agricultural value chain, to be, to spread across the world and to, be able to express themselves, talk about their product, what they have in their farm, and to be able to push it out to the market. And this has made significant impact in the industry.
Fantastic. Tokwe, I can see you're standing in your farm right now, right? That's good.
Yes, I decided to left in my office and I decided come outside so that you can see, different agricultural products that I have. At my back, you can look very well. I have the plantain that is going to be soon harvested. I have other available, the vegetable and that. So
Thank you.
that is what we
Nice
do.
one.
And
So your farm is called integrated farms. It means you do poultry, fish, as well as your crops as well. Yeah. So has e-commerce helped you do business more? Are you able to reach more customers online, than what applies in the past?
yes, absolutely. I think in the aspect of the e-commerce, technology and it has made the business advance more, from locally and to the international level. I have, I have a lot of customers that I do supply and sell my product to that I've not even met, that I've not even seen. Through this technology, we were able to communicate and send a sample of the picture of the product and the video to them, and they were able to see it and like it. And as I speak to you, today is Wednesday. On Monday, somebody ordered fish from United States of America, and it was through this e-commerce platform that we were used. And I'm here in Lagos, and I was able to, place order online, to order for a dispatch rider, and to put the product in the box and take the product to the airport, and the product will be sent to United States of America, and they will receive the product. So yeah, the customer is there in the US. I am here in Nigeria, in Lagos, and with the technology, we were able to communicate and talk about my product, and the product has been bought and it's been sent to United States, and my money has been sent to my account. So we have a lot of platforms like that that's being used, and we sell different, even not only outside Nigeria, within Nigeria, we use the opportunity of the e-commerce, technology available, and we make use of it, and it's advancing and it's making the business booming.
Fantastic. This is so good. Sam, I saw you nodding your head when Tope was talking. I mean, this is him in Lagos. He's doing business with people in the United States. And these are foot soldiers, people who are in the field. Would you want to react to what he said as regards what happened during the COVID-19 pandemic? They couldn't go around, but they were in touch with government and themselves online. And some of the things he said, I would like for you to react to him.
Yeah, fantastic. I think that's an interplay of what technology has done to businesses. So he just alluded to the impact of e-commerce, the opportunities that exist there locally and internationally. And you can stay in the comfort of your business environment, and you're able to do business across the globe. That underscores the importance of e-commerce. And by the same token, government services must equally be given what they call e-governance, must equally be sustained, so that we have a very vibrant ecosystem that sustain businesses around the world. I think that was a very good commentary from somebody that was in the field.
Fantastic. All right, Juliet, this is going to be your chance to wrap things up as you also tell us some of the ways you've gained from e-commerce in Nigeria. Is Juliet on standby? All right, Juliet.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so e-commerce can actually help people. Even though, I mean, the essence of e-commerce is to be able to do business without brick and mortar. What I mean is without having like a physical store, right? So e-commerce makes it possible that even if you're in the comfort of your room or your school hostel, you can do your business. So far, you're able to create content around what you do. If you're able to create content around what you do, then of course you can absolutely do e-commerce. I feel like this is one of the very big advantage of e-commerce over having like a brick and mortar store. Then another thing is when you look at the overhead cost, you look at the cost of doing a lot of things uh, like renting your store, paying for light bill, paying for all sorts of bills that comes together with having a physical store. Running an e-commerce store removes all of those unnecessary overhead costs, right? And so you can sell products and increase your profit. Now, another very interesting part of e-commerce is drop shipping. Drop shipping is when you literally do not even have these products in stock, but then you can still sell them. The only thing you need is just pictures and videos of this particular product, and you post them on your different social media platforms. And when people order, you just tell whoever your supplier is to send the product directly to the customer. You do not have to have direct contact with the product. The only thing you need to do from your end is to vet this particular supplier and be sure that and be sure that they are going to be supplying your product, your customers' quality product. Because if they do not, it will lead to the end of that business. Let me cite an example. You know, I said before that I've played in different industries within different sectors within the e-commerce space. So I think, was it 2020 or 2021 when the government actually banned importation of rice? I had a couple of friends who had rice mills, especially in Abakaliki. And yeah, Abakaliki has this. So all I do is I advertise these products, and once I get people to pay me, I just tell him to ship directly to them. And that's it. And I make my money off it from rice. And I made a lot of money around that time, especially when it was getting close to the Christmas time. Like I made a lot of profit from it. People literally didn't know that I didn't have that rice in stock, but then I made a lot of profit from dropshipping. So dropshipping is also another part of e-commerce where people can actually make a lot of money from. You literally do not have to stock this product. You just have to be sure of who your suppliers were and all of that. So let me quickly say this. The reason why I stopped that business at the time was one of my suppliers, in fact, two of them. One, the one in Abakaliki at the time is, I noticed that the rice wasn't up to 50 kg, the amount he said it was. My customers complained and I called them up. Then another time is, I got another supplier from another place, and the rice was supposed to be 100% stone-free, even though they are Nigerian, even though it was Nigerian rice. And because I noticed several of my customers complained. I mean, I think it was one person who actually drew my attention to it at the time. And so I stopped. I stopped that business because for me, integrity in business is a very big deal. I cannot afford to sell people things that I said, okay, if I tell you that this rice is stone-free, I expect that when it gets to the customer, it should be stone-free. The funny thing is, when I went for my vetting process, I checked the rice and it was absolutely stone-free. But what my customers were getting was stone-filled rice. So I had to stop the business at the time. Like I completely shut down that part of my life, that part of my business, and all at the time I stopped it completely. Because integrity was one thing for me. Yeah. I cannot afford to spoil my name because I want to make money. I rather not make money.
Yeah, Juliet, I agree
Yes.
perfectly. Integrity is key, and is key. This speaks to what Sam was saying earlier on, that there's got to be regulation in that industry. You know, I mean, you talked about fraud; it has to be checked. But thank you for the scoop you gave us. That was a very, very interesting insight you gave to us, and we do appreciate you coming on the show today. We do hope that when we call on you again, you will be part of Business Insight.
Sure, of course.
Thank you, Juliet. Juliet Ndianiku has had, you know, many years of experience in the e-commerce space, like you would notice, based on what she's just said. Tokwe, I don't know if we don't have time for you to give us your final take, but I think you were very elaborate when you talked to us earlier on. So thank you so much to Temitope Otedola, who joined us.
Please, okay, okay, please.
Yes, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Yes, I would like to. Okay, okay. I just like just to chip in on what Chile just said now. I think the integrity is very, very important in the business, and it has it has helped me. The fish I packed, you know, when I write 250 gram on the packaging, I make sure it's more than 250 gram. So when other people want to try to confirm, cross check it, they will see that, oh, this is up to 250 gram and more than that, because this has rubbish Nigeria in the international market, in the United States to be precise. You know, the people bringing the product from Ghana, when they write 250 gram there, you see it as 250 gram. Why Nigerian product, when they put 250 gram, you won't see the 250 gram there. So please, I want to use this opportunity to appeal to the people that use the technology, the e-commerce space. They should please to be sincere. Number one, not to just for to save their name, to save the nation name, and to save the upcoming generation, so that Nigeria will not be rushed both home and abroad. And please, for the Juliet, the opportunity is still available. You don't need to stop the right. If others are doing, they are being insincere to you or being sincere to their customer, we have it available in my farm. You can still continue the business of the rice. And please just get in touch with me. We can send the rice to whoever that you want to send it to. The Okada rice and also the made in Nigerian rice. It's stone free and it's up to the kg that we said it was. Thank you.
That was very smart what you just did. You were marketing your goods to Juliet. Yeah, but I'm going to charge you for that free advert you just did. But thank you so much. That was beautiful. You also spoke to Branding Nigeria, which is something we've been speaking to in Souq News. Yeah, we just celebrated Nigeria's 63rd birthday, and we've been saying, just like President Tinubu said, Nigerians should own Nigeria. Thank you, Tokwe, for being a part of the show. I do hope when we call on you again, you will honor our invitation. Thank you. Temitope Otedola joined us virtually from his farm, and he is the MD, CEO, TTS Integrated Farms Nigeria Limited. Sam, I just want you to wrap this up briefly in a few seconds before we go. What these two players in the industry talked about, very germane, right?
Yeah, we need a clear regulation. Business integrity is very central. Then we need to brand ourselves properly as a nation. Whatever we say, we should be bounded by those commitments, particularly in terms of business ethics and professionalism in whatever we do.
Thank you so much. That was brief, but very, very good. Sam Oruwoje is a public affairs analyst, and he's been with us all morning on the show. Thank you, Sam, for being a part of the show.
My pleasure.
Yes. I do hope that you keep a date with me again, same time, same station. Until then, thank you so much for watching, and have yourself a beautiful day. I am Vivian Oguche. Bye for now.